I need my coffee. Hello, everybody. We are back with another food video. Yay! I used to be vegan actually for 9 years, and I just remember everyone being like, you eat rabbit food, how's it like eating grass every day? That kind of vibe. And I just set myself a mission to prove to them that healthy food can be delicious. You know what I mean? And it's like so many people still kind of look down on healthy food, like when it's connotated as healthy, as being like tasteless. If it's dairy free, oh, it's got to be tasteless. If it's refined sugar free, oh, it's got to be tasteless. I just like to prove all the haters wrong. When I say that something is healthier, I just mean it's more well balanced. There's more fiber, there's more vegetables, there's less saturated fats, just more good stuff. Hopefully, when you see these recipes, you'll see that they are still banging and full of flavor, full of taste. I love comfort food. So this week's video is all about comfort food, but still healthy, still lower calories, still full of fiber, still full of vegetables without sacrificing on taste, hopefully. Hopefully you find them as tasty as we do. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful, useful, inspiring maybe if you do decide to recreate something. I would love to see it. Love for you to tag me on Instagram. I do have an Instagram. It's just Tony Camachas. Put it right here. I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you enjoy these recipes. So, we'll just get straight to it. So I love adding spiralized veggies into any kind of noodle dish because number one, it's a lot lower in calorie when you do half and half. At the same time, I still need carbs to keep me satisfied and full, you know what I'm saying? And then for the chicken, you're just gonna dice it up into little cubes. Sorry to all the chicken thigh lovers out there. You could definitely use chicken thigh, 100%. It's just easier, you know, I don't have to deal with like deboning, whatever. I am also adding pumpkin. I love adding pumpkin into really savory dishes because it lends a little bit of sweetness to the dish without adding any sugar. So I'm just going to dice that into little cubes, and then we're going to finally dice a little red onion as well. I just personally like the taste of red onions better than brown onions. I don't really know. Maybe it's also just a mental thing because I think that red onions are prettier. And then we're going to do one tomato. Again, with the tomato, it's just adding a little bit more sweetness. Then you're gonna cook off the tomato and the onion first until the onions start to sweat a little bit. And here I added the rest of the little carrot pieces from spiraling because it doesn't really quite get the chunky ends. And then I'm just using this Thai green curry paste. And you can actually use whatever curry paste you want. You can make your own. So I'm gonna add about like 4 tablespoons worth, which may seem like a lot, but I like it really fragrant. And then you're just going to fry that off a little bit so the spices can get activated, you know, and become alive. Then we're just going to add our chicken, and I'm just going to add a little bit more turmeric and black pepper just because I personally love the anti-inflammatory effects of turmeric and I just love the color as well. And then we're going to add the pumpkin, mix it up a little bit, and then pop the lid on so that it can steam a little bit. So this will probably be around like maybe 5 or so minutes, just until the pumpkin is softened. And then we're going to add in our coconut milk. So I actually really like using the lightened coconut milk. I just find that full fat coconut milk tends to make me feel a little bit bloated. This is a healthy version. So if you want to use full fat, go ahead. I just personally like the lighter taste of it anyways. And then because I'm all about ease and simplicity and less washing up, I am just going to pop my noodles directly into the pan and let the liquid from the coconut milk and the steam actually cook the noodles. And so I'm just adding half a pack here of these wide flat glass noodles. You really want to keep an eye on this. You don't want to overcook your noodles. Pop the lid on, make sure that the noodles are fully submerged in the liquid. You can add a little bit of water here if you need. And then at this point, your noodles should basically look like this. They should be al dente. And at this point, I'm going to add some kale. because I love a little bit of greenery in my food. I just like incorporating as many veggies as possible into whatever meal. So I'm just going to add the kale and then I'm going to pop a lid on so the kale can steam a little bit. I'm just going to do a little taste test, see if it needs any more spices, anything else. And then I'm going to add some spring onions. And then you're going to plate this up on top of the raw carrots. Now, you want to make sure that you plate this up straight away. You don't want it sitting in the pan. Otherwise, the noodles will continue cooking and will become overcooked. Voila, here she is. Hola chicos, hoy voy a intentar hablar en español. Perdón por mi pronunciación. Mi esposo me presentó las arepas. Desde entonces las comemos todo el tiempo en nuestra casa. Esta es una de nuestras comidas reconfortantes favoritas. En Australia podemos encontrar el maíz en tiendas específicas. Prefiero hacerlas a mano y cortarlas en el congelador. Sé que en Bogotá las arepas son más gruesas, pero mi esposo es de Medellín, donde son más delgados. Me gustan ambos, pero a veces prefiero los más gruesos. Entonces hago ambos tipos la mayor parte del tiempo. Cuando mi suegro estuvo aquí para la boda, nos enseñó a mi hermano y a mí este método. Casualmente, la mayoría de nuestra familia inmediata vive en Estados Unidos. Es difícil no estar cerca de la familia, pero hacer comida así me trae buenos recuerdos y nos hace sentir más cerca de ellos. Eso es todo lo que voy a decir en español por ahora. Espero hablar con fluidez algún día pronto. Hasta entonces, gracias Google Translate y Duolingo. Y por supuesto, mi esposo.
Okay, so I only just really came up with this recipe not too long ago and has since then become a recurring meal that is just super easy, super comforting, super tasty. Basically, I like making a little sweet and savory tomato base to go with the meatballs. So I'm cutting up a bunch of fresh tomatoes, chucking them into a pan with some red onion, a lot of garlic, and you kind of want to cook that until the tomatoes are really, really broken down. It gets really juicy. I actually prefer using chicken mince instead of beef mince because it's a little bit less saturated fats. Literally, all you need is just the mince, salt, pepper, some soy sauce, and some fresh herbs. You could definitely use dried herbs as well. And then for the tomatoes, I'm going to start seasoning them with pretty much the same kind of seasoning. I'm putting the meatballs, salt, pepper, some soy sauce, and obviously I need to put in my crispy chili oil because flavor. And then you essentially just roll the mince into little balls and put them directly into the simmering sauce. And it's easy as that. It is so simple, so quick, super comforting, super filling, really, really high in protein and good quality protein as well. And then you just pop the lid on and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes until the meatballs are fully cooked. You want to make sure that halfway through as well that you flip the meatballs over so then they can become fully drenched in that sauce. And then voila, there you go. Top it with some more fresh herbs. Here I'm just using a mix of fresh herbs that I already had. This is some lemon, thyme, and dill. You can use whatever herbs you want, like parsley would be great. And then obviously, of course, because we need some more vegetables in here, I'm putting in a load of frozen spinach. And this not only adds much needed greens in here, but it also adds a whole host of micronutrients that make this meal a little bit more well-rounded. And then you're gonna pop the lid back on for a little bit and let the spinach steam. And this becomes really great for meal prep. Here I'm just putting it on some brown rice and quinoa that I made earlier. You could definitely eat it with some bread. You can definitely eat it with some arepas, which is actually what we did that night. It's super easy, super quick, and very delicious.